Greetings and welcome to TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my outlook on the emotional exchanges. It's Friday, it's my show dedicated to the spirit of the goddess Venus and all things love and relationship oriented. I pull two cards for each sign of the zodiac. The first card from the top of the deck is the challenge or opportunity, emotionally speaking, for us. The second card from the bottom of the deck is the action required to kind of get it over there. So for those, I am using the Modern Love Tarot, beautiful deck by Ethany. Don't forget that card. But after the last reading, I'm going to do the segment that I did last week, which I think was pretty successful, and that's going to be called Who's Going to Get Lucky? And this week, I'm going to use the Gothic Tarot of the Vampires because it's very much about that kind of concept of physical, romance, physical sex, love. So we will do that at the end of this reading. Last week, we designated two cards to be the lucky cards, the Lovers and the Devil. I may broaden that. We'll see how that goes. I'm not feeling it right at the moment. I sort of feel like maybe 1/6 of the zodiac should get lucky. Try to convince me I'm wrong. So here we go then with the reading. And as I mentioned, it's for each of the signs of the zodiac. And you can use this for sun, moon, or rising. So just go with it. Maybe your sun sign is one thing, but you might want to look up what your moon or rising sign says. So here we go. Just going to give it a couple more shuffles. I usually pre-warm all my decks anyway so that they are pretty much ready to go. And we're going to start with Aries. As soon as I can get these cards shuffled. Aries, sun, moon, or rising. What is the challenge or opportunity coming to you this week? Nice. It's the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands, as an opportunity, says you have the chance to make your bed and lie in it. This is really about saying, really everything comes home, And, it is the holiday time. This will be just over this next week. We're so much closer to the holidays. Everybody is reaching out to each other in love or the spirit of joy. We want to make that. You have this opportunity or challenge to transform your home or your environment into a loving space. So what is the action required? And it's the upright Seven of Wands. And I think it's clear. You have to stand up for your right to party or for your right to love who you love or to invite who you want to your Christmas or winter solstice gathering. The holidays are here and we don't want any humbug. So Aries, this is what you got to do. Stand up for your right to have that happy home. All right, so now we will move on to Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Once again, asking those questions. What are the challenge or opportunity coming to you? And what is the action required? The Hangman. The challenge that's required is for you to maybe understand not only what you're going through, but what others are going through, emotionally speaking, and how maybe you have to be willing to let some of your ego slide a little bit, some of those things that you've been holding on to, maybe as a bartering piece in a relationship. It takes two to tango, and both have to be really kind of willing to do the right things at the right time and maybe at the same time. So what is the action required, Taurus? And it's the Fool reversed. The action required is maybe something unexpected, that maybe you have to really Totally think out of the box, Taurus. You have to do something that maybe makes you a little less uncomfortable. And guess what, Taurus? That's a challenge for you because you really like being comfortable. You don't like things to kind of change the status quo unless you're ready for them. But if you're having a problem in relationships or in family things like that, and it seems to be you might be the problem, Taurus. Your ego needs to come to grips with change. I'm just going to say it that way. And you know, Taurus, I love you because guess what? You're my opposite. I'm Scorpio. And so I get the struggles, as hopefully you may get my own. I have at least one sibling. Well, I do have only one sibling who is, in fact, a Taurus. And we don't always see eye to eye. And a lot of those things that I just put on Taurus, I see that from my sibling. So be willing to go more than halfway sometimes. Be willing to think out of the box. All right, our next one is Gemini. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. What are the challenges or opportunities coming to you? And you are challenged to stand up for your right. This was the card from Aries. And a lot of times the Seven of Wands, this is really saying, in defense of love, you may have to really walk your talk, stand up for yourself, stand up for who you're involved with. Maybe this is about somebody you know and love, but it's their relationship. You know, maybe it's your niece or nephew has, you know, an alternative relationship, but you want to all be happy together. You are challenged to stand up for whoever it is, yourself, your own relationship, or others you care about. What is the action required, Gemini? And it's the reverse King of Cups. And the reverse King of Cups says, hey, if someone wants to do dirty, you're going to do dirty back. You know, you're not going to take any guff or any, you know, lousy complaints from people who say, this isn't a traditional relationship. Why do they have to flaunt it? Things like that. This is saying, you know, you can be a nice person, but maybe sometimes you have to speak a little emotional truth to power. If it's not their business, back off. I don't care if you're grandma. Excuse me. So now we'll move on to Taurus. Sun, moon, and rising. Taurus. I'm sorry, did I say Taurus? I meant Cancer. We're moving on to Cancer. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. What are the challenges or opportunities that are coming to you in this week ahead as we approach the holiday season? So many expectations for what constitutes a good holiday. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. What is this challenge or opportunity? And Cancer, it's bad. You know, a lot of times bad things happen around the holidays. This could be saying you are challenged by coping with the fact that there could be something really bitter and dramatic happening for you, that maybe there is something that has ended, a relationship that's ending. Perhaps it's your own and it's deeply affecting. Perhaps it affects you just because it's about something that you were really close to, your best friends, your parents, your siblings' relationship. This could cast a really bad pull over the holidays. This could also mean other things too. I mean, this could mean that maybe sometimes, you know, tarot readers don't like to always say it, but sometimes death stands for death. It doesn't always, but, you know, it's the worst around the holiday times. I know because I've been there. My own father passed away on December 16th, less than 10 days from Christmas. And it always feels different now. My mom never accepted it. She's gone now too. She didn't die at Christmas time. She died shortly after. But these kind of things can really take a pall on us and make us feel very depressed. Your opportunity could also be saying to, there is a real toxic situation, emotionally speaking, and you must be brave and perhaps end it or put it in its place. Think about that. So Cancer, what is the action required? And dang, there it is again, the Seven of Wands. The action required. You're going to have to stand up for your right here. If this is about really saying, I'm not going to be held to this standard, this relationship, taking sides in this argument. I'm going to stand up for what really needs to be stood up for. I'm going to speak truth to power. So once again, I don't know if this is like the final echo week or so of Mercury retrograde, but it looks like a number of us in the first part of the zodiac really are going to have to be kind of brave and maybe even a little defiant. So let's move on to Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and ask Leo those same questions. And gosh, I hope we get some other cards. And I'm going to mention right now, later on today, I'm doing an unboxing of a fabulous or fairly cool new deck called the Incubus Tarot. So do check that out. I plan to start using it immediately in regular readings, as well as maybe Goth Tarot, etc. All right, back to the reading then. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the challenges or opportunities you may face in this week ahead? It's the Seven of Swords. It's upright. This seems kind of dramatic. It almost feels like you're either in the position of having to do something maybe a little bit, fungible there. Somebody is maybe trying to take something from you, or maybe you feel you need to take something from someone else. This is about emotions. Maybe there's something that went wrong in a relationship or situation, and now you may have to come to the rescue one way or the other by either disposing of the evidence or by making sure things go back to where they need to go. And there's a bit of wiggle room with the Seven of Swords, especially when it's reversed. These are about things that maybe are coming to light, but maybe they're not coming to light exactly the way we want to see them. There's still an idea of something that's not quite kosher here with the Seven of Swords. The idea of the need for secrecy or actual, duplicity. So what is the action required? Stand up for yourself. Wow, I can't believe this card keeps coming up. I am frightened by this deck all of a sudden. The Seven of Wands has reappeared yet again 4 out of 5 times. And the action required for dealing with secrets of omission or secrets that should or shouldn't come out, or actions that remove vitality from relationships or situations, you need to speak up towards that. It's the same with everything this week. I'm almost feeling like this has got to be the Mercury retrograde stuff. A lot of times Mercury retrograde causes people to totally misunderstand each other and make assumptions or decisions based on not really getting a full picture. So I'm just going to have to leave that like that as we move on to Virgo now. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Please don't let me get the Seven of Wands again. I mean it. So, Virgo, what are the challenges or opportunities coming to you? It's the Empress reversed. Virgo, you need to really step back. Maybe you've been trying too hard to take care of other people. And, when a Virgo takes care of other people, they may not leave them any room for their own, agency to take over. This card is saying, Virgo, the challenge for you is to really relax at this time. Nobody appreciates somebody who thinks they're a mother hen. Maybe it's time to turn yourself inward and think about what you need, Virgo, to take care of yourself, to feel the promise of an emotional relationship that you want, if you do, of any sort. There are many sorts out there. So Virgo, take it easy on yourself. You can't really control everybody else. We all want to, but you're not going to be any better at it than anybody else, Virgo. I'm sorry to say that. So here we go then with the action that is required for you at this time. And it's the moon. The moon is upright. I like when my cards are mostly upright. The moon says there's something you need to know here, and this is definitely emotional. The moon rules our emotions, the tides in a way, all of that stuff, the watery things. I'm almost feeling like this is saying, really, go with diving deep, deeper than you normally do. That maybe the reasons for you sort of just being about other people rather than yourself lie in a deep dive that you need to take, and that maybe at the end of that dive you'll have a better perspective on what you can freely give that will be appreciated from others, and what they will actually maybe give back to you, Virgo. All right, moving on to Libra, sun, moon, or rising. Dear Libra, what are the challenges going on for you at this time? What are the situations that you need to handle? And how will you handle them? What will the action be that is required? Card 1. And it's the Hanged Man again, Virgo. Or Libra. I'm sorry, Libra. So Libra, you're in a similar situation to, I think it was Taurus, that maybe you don't realize it, but you need to kind of equalize certain things in your life. You need to sort of put ego in balance with other things, especially other people's egos. That maybe if this is about a relationship, you need to really consider some of the deeper, more profound aspects of that relationship, and realize that the only room to grow is by making some room for that. And that means that maybe you have to give up or move aside certain things that are interfering. What is the action required? And it's the reversed Six of Pentacles. This is about ego for sure, because the reverse Six of Pentacles says maybe there's somebody who doesn't feel they're being recognized enough, or don't feel they're getting appreciated enough. This card could be saying you have to understand that sometimes, Libra, you are not the brightest star in the sky. You are not the object of the desire for others necessarily. You're not the smartest kid in the world. That kind of thing. And I know that hurts, because I love my Libra friends, and I know some of them are quite smart. But sometimes there are things that we are never going to get credit for. And as a Scorpio, I know that totally in my life. So I think that's what you have to do, Libra, is understand that if this is about another relationship, it may not be working out, because you can't necessarily expect their attention or affection just because of who you are with them. It may be something else going on. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it like that for now. We will move on to Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. I won't say anything about that one card. Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. What is the opportunity or challenge for you this week? And it's the reversed Two of Pentacles. Your opportunity or challenge is to settle some things. There's a bit of imbalance going on right now. It's probably due to all the holiday pressures, but a little bit of Mercury retrograde and who knows what else. This could also indicate, Scorpio, that maybe within your relationship, there's a little bit of unsettled things that need to be taken care of. I don't know that this is about a primary relationship. I have a feeling this may be more about a group relationship or a family relationship or co-workers. Take care of these people and they will take care of you, Scorpio. So what is the action required? Well, it's the Hierophant reversed. So the action required is really to kind of strike a different kind of pose, Scorpio. This is maybe saying beyond out of the box, you have to maybe do something that's actually kind of radical in terms of what these situations are. That maybe there's somebody who really needs a very different breath of air in your dealings with them. And I don't know if this is about love or just fond feelings, but there's something here that seems to indicate you have to give more, you have to show more of what you're feeling in this relationship. Holding the line and being reserved is not going to do anything. Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. What's going on, Sagittarius? What are the challenges or opportunities? You have a challenge to stand up for something, Sagittarius. And you know, Sagittarian, sometimes you can be very much philosophical and a moral crusader. I get that very much from Sagittarians. This one's really important, I think. This one maybe is about your personal relationships, friends, or the actual people that you are in a relationship with. You have to stand up for that relationship. It may be about all those things that the card kind of connotes, but it could just be about the own challenges and situations that you face in any relationship that any of us do, Sagittarian. So what is the action required? And it's the Eight of Swords. It's upright. The action required is to realize that maybe what is going on with this card represents an illusion or a mindset or something you're buying into, a lie, a white lie, something that wants to make you feel, like you have no power, but it is an illusion. You need to figure out what it is that maybe is holding you back from releasing yourself to take charge of the situation that you need. Good luck, Sagittarians. I'm sure you can do it. I've rarely known a Sagittarian who was not pretty outspoken. And now we are moving on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I have Capricorn as Moon and Rising, both of those, along with my Scorpio Sun. So this one I'm going to pay attention to. What are the challenges or opportunities for those affected by this Capricorn placement? And it's the Ace of Pentacles. Your relationship can really build a lot of stability, but also maybe increase prosperity, increase value of sorts, and maybe make you feel love in a different way. The love about being managed in a protective sense, about really feeling like the home, where you're going, new challenges. Maybe Capricorn is talking about new love or new opportunity to build something in love. Maybe Capricorns are thinking about building a home with their relationship. I don't mean the physical building, but it could be that. But maybe it's about, really creating a household of some sort. It's a new beginning, and it looks like there's something really earthy about it, but yet it's moving towards your emotional realm. It wants to achieve something special there. What is the action required? move swiftly, I think. It's the Eight of Wands. And I like this version because I think this is saying there's somebody to guide you, there's something to guide you, some thing that you may or may not know of can really move you towards this. It may be the idea of what this love or situation is, that it's so attractive and energized. You know, like maybe this is like realizing that this relationship has so much power, you're just going to kind of grab on and hold on with it. I wish you luck with that, Capricorn, because the Scorpionic part of me says, I need to know more before I just take hands and move on. So now we will move towards Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And of course, asking those questions once again to Aquarius. What are the challenges and opportunities you face in the week ahead, Aquarius? You've probably had a situation that was really causing a lot of anxiety and stress. It may not have directly involved you, but it probably involved people you really care about. And so there was a real strong connection. Your challenge is to find ways to continue to move away from that. It looks like a bad relationship, or it looks like something dramatic happening in the context of relationships or family relationships. And it's sadness, but the challenge is getting over that. The challenge is saying, Aquarius, that it's time to move on from whatever the situation is. What is the action required? It's the reversed Eight of Swords. And clearly, as we know from the Eight of Swords, it's about saying, realizing that maybe it's not totally valid for you to have this depth of emotion here, and that you need to somehow realize that most of this is an illusion or a mindset that you're created as a way of limiting yourself, because you're trying to protect yourself from more emotional hurt. You may need to actually embrace it and get it over with, Aquarius. And now at last, Pisces. Sun, Moon, and Rising. What will be your emotional challenge or opportunity? King of Pentacles. Something is calling you, Pisces, to take more firm steps and control over your emotional house, so to speak. So whether you're in a relationship, you're in some sort of situation, children or older people with you, whatever it is, you need to really have a sense of control over this. And probably it's because, like I keep saying, the holidays provide a lot of emotional challenges for everybody. And if you are in charge of your own domicile or situation, it may be more important for you to try to bring everybody together and kind of keep the focus going towards where you really want it, holiday enjoyment or holiday renewal. So what is the action you need then? What is the action required? Is it true? No. I'm sorry, I mistook it for something else. I don't have my glasses on. It's the reversed Wheel of Fortune. I think this is, once again, out of the box thinking. This is thinking that maybe you have to understand that this is a cycle and that the cycle is always turning. You may only be in this cycle for a while. The cycle is bound to change. Nothing stays going in good or bad directions forever. So I think in terms of how you want to deal with this card, you know, making the home especially happy and loving right now and manageable, possibly requires you buttoning down and realizing that this is a matter of things having to work themselves out. And you can still try to do this, but things are still going to have to kind of work themselves out in a way. All right, so that was Pisces. So now I want to do the who's going to be lucky. And last week we used the Final Rose Tarot, but this week I'm going to use the Gothic Tarot of the Vampires. It's a little bit more risque, as they say, a little more indicative of some sense of physical love, seduction, desire, obsession. So what I do is I have designated 2 cards, both from the major arcana, the Lovers and the Devil. And I will deal them around into the 12 houses of the zodiac, and whichever house has either of those cards, but just those 2 cards, that's who gets lucky. So let's do it. Well, I need more room here. How can I do this? Okay, I'm going to start at the end. Pisces. I guess that Pisces has one of the cards, the Lovers. There it is. So Pisces, according to this, gets lucky. And randomly, I'm just going to grab Leo over here on the other side. Not Leo. Virgo. Not Virgo. Go back to Aries over here. Not Aries. Not Aquarius. Cards don't fall on me now. And it's Capricorn. Capricorn has the devil. So Capricorn and Pisces, we need you to report back and tell us how lucky you did in fact get. But hey, thanks for watching the Emotional Exchanges, and we'll see you next week. And who knows, maybe someone else will be lucky. Bye now.